Hi, this is Laura Timm. She's a success coach, been telling us a lot about her childhood and what's the process to transition from the corporate world into your own, doing your own business. So what steps did you take? Because she says it's really scary because now you otherwise you're not going to have a salary and all that kind of stuff.
I think she needs. I'm assuming
You can talk. Well, you can just talk to the because there's lots of entrepreneurs out there.
I think it's easier to build up something of your own from your experience. You will have to take massive leaps of faith and reach out to a lot of people. Do not try to do things out of your own bedroom without talking to other people and asking for help, asking for advice, asking for knowledge from the people who've done what you want to do. And branding and marketing, it's such a big thing, and that's something that I've learned over the past few years. You might have the best idea, you might have the best product, but people need to know about it and people need to know why it's different. But my advice would be for anyone who jumps out of a secure job, speak to people who've done what you want to do. They will give you the best advice how to transition. What were their mistakes? What were their successes? What should you learn? Who should you speak to?
So what were yours? How did you?
I was really blessed to have someone who gave me the opportunity to work on a few startups because of my business knowledge and because of how particular I am and my understanding of systems. So I was really blessed to learn as I went along and be able to ask questions. So that's communicating, talking to people, because you never know who's the person who helps you to start your own business and gives you that advice that will make all the difference. So definitely speak to people and reach out.
Who's your target audience? I think you mentioned that earlier. Who's your what target and what's the benefits? Why should they use you as a coach rather than some of the other success coaches out there?
My target market, if you want to call it the target market, I try to reach out to as many as I can. I see it possibly early 20s to mid-late 40s. Not just females, I see it males as well. I never try to identify myself just by being a female, because that's when you put the message out there that I'm a female and you constantly have to battle that battle as a female. For me, it's anyone who wants to have more success in their lives. It doesn't have to mean that you have to run your own business. You can have a successful career in a corporation, but always strive for more. Raise your standards, become more. And part of what I'm doing, and not just on a business level, is also I will be speaking to children back home hopefully next year, to inspire them at an early age when they're even before teenage years, to allow their minds to believe that they can do better and be more. So I'm trying to reach out to people for them to become more successful and teach them my beliefs, my habits, and what made all the difference for me.
So you don't believe that being a lady has made any difference in the business world?
Obviously, I have faced that challenge, but I've kind of put it on side. You can sense when people see you as the female, but if you don't allow it to bother you, fairly quickly they will start seeing you for who you are or what you're trying to do. As soon as you walk in and you constantly feel like you're the female, you put your guards up. And it will always be there, and especially men will always see you as the female. I deal with mostly men on a daily basis for the past few years and on a really high level, and they don't see me as the female. I walk in, I know what I'm talking about, I know what my goal is, I know I can make a difference, I know I can make things work better, and they can see it. If you're down with that goal that you want to make a difference, other people will see it. It doesn't matter if you're a female or what age you are or what your challenges have been. Have that goal and have that belief and fight for it.
So do you believe in girl power then?
I believe in drive. I believe in knowing that you can make a difference and that you know the answers and just fighting for it.
I mean, there's a lot of women who kind of band together. You know, they say, oh, you know, solidarity in women, and I've always believed that all they're doing is creating a them and us situation.
Creating that barrier.
Yeah, I'm absolutely serious about this, and because I've had to deal with that, and you know, Regan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I interviewed her. Very similar mindset as you. She doesn't create a them and us situation, and it's hard as a guy for me to say, listen, girls, stop doing girl power. You're creating problems for yourself. But it's lovely to hear it from other ladies who have made it a business.
It's funny because when I think back, my first official job back home was actually in a massive construction store, and I was really quickly one of the salespeople, and I was dealing with builders, contractors who came to buy enormous amounts of materials, and they came to me. They didn't see me just as this blonde young girl who's here to help out. They trusted me. They saw how quick I was, how organized I was, how focused I was, and they took me for who I was, not that I was a female. So as soon as you start identifying yourself with just being a female, that's when you have an issue. That's when you limit yourself.
And I really think actually that message from the whole interview is so powerful for ladies out there who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to climb the corporate ladder, to stop being like a female and just understand you're just a person, and the guys are just a person as well, and you're meeting them. You'll have betrayals, you'll have people doing all sorts of things
testing you. You'll have men testing you, trust me, but just ignore.
But then you have ladies testing you as well.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, I think the ladies do it. Yes, I was going to say more than the guys and stuff. So success without limits. Then, what is that? What is? I mean, surely if you've got success, how there must be a limit to that. And
yeah, but the limits that we have are the ones that we create for ourselves. I've been watching a lot of documentaries on Steve Jobs, for example, when he was starting up. Who believed that we'll have a home computer, we'll have iPods, we'll have laptops, iPads? No one did. And now it's a reality. Anyone who doesn't have one is considered as an outcast or someone who's in Stone Age. Man on the moon, all of these things start from an idea, from a belief. Sometimes those things don't realize what happened during our lifetime, but it kind of opens up the door of possibilities for these generations to come. And for me, as I was a child, when I was thinking to myself that I will become successful to show people what they can achieve. And it wasn't about my age, my sex, the fact that I was born in a really, really small family back home. We weren't rich by any means. I didn't have rich family. I didn't have... English wasn't my mother language, Estonian was, and at that point I had to learn a new language to be international. So I just think we limit ourselves far too much, and I see so many people who limit themselves on a daily basis, and it's a shame, but I hope that they'll start seeing things differently. Because once you challenge one of your limits and you overcome it, you know that you can overcome other limits.
Great. So once you know what your limits are, you can go higher than that.
Yeah. And you can make your next limit no limit.
What's yours?
What's mine? One of my, I wouldn't call it actually a limit. There's a challenge that I want to take. I want to do a half a marathon on the Wall of China, end of May. And why it's limiting is the fact that I had a knee injury a few years ago. So I really need to push myself, get fit. Obviously I'm setting up my new business ventures, which are big challenges for myself as well.
What are they in?
Well, one of them is Success Without Limits, because at the moment I'm doing coaching for people to help them become more successful, but also I will be launching a few online products, and part of those products, end of this year, I'll be launching something really, really accessible to anyone. Because I remember myself when I moved to London initially, when I struggled financially, I wanted to make a difference in my life, but I didn't have the money and I didn't want to get into debt. So there's a program that I'm going to launch end of the year that will be extremely accessible. It will mean that people will have to do more research and more work themselves, but it will help them develop certain skills and mindsets and not having to invest themselves into debt.